Should long pimple rubber be banned in table tennis? This debate has been around for decades, but it resurfaced again after the surprising appearance of 14-year-old Chinese junior Liu Zihang at the WTT Youth tournament in Italy. He plays penhold with Victas Curl P1, a long pimple rubber using an old-school Asian uncle style that almost disappeared at the pro level. When players saw him chop block, sideswipe, hit through backspin, and scream after every point, many reacted with shock. Some admired him, some feared him, and many said the same old sentence: long pimple should be banned. Why do players react so strongly? Because for beginner and even intermediate players, long pips feel like black magic. You learn the fundamentals, you learn the basic logic of spin, you start to feel confident, then you play a long pimple user and suddenly nothing works. Your top spin dies in the net, your push pops up, your block flies off the table. You cannot understand why a simple chop block produces such a strange ball. For many, that first defeat is so confusing that it feels unfair. This is the origin of the complaint. Players feel that pimples give an artificial advantage. They feel the long pips player wins with material rather than skill. They feel the game becomes less about table tennis and more about strange tricks. Some say that beginners quit the sport because they cannot understand how to deal with pimple effects. Some argue that only table tennis allows such disruptive equipment. They point out that tennis, squash, paddle, and pickleball do not have rackets that reverse spin completely. But this is only one perspective. To understand the full picture, we need to look at how table tennis evolved. Historically, pimple-out rubber was the original material. Sponge and inverted rubbers are the modern inventions. The modern topspin game existed only because sponge increased speed and dwell time. If ITTF banned pimple, we would lose a part of the identity of our sport. Table tennis is not tennis. The variety of styles is what makes it special. Using long pimple well is not easy. At very low level, some players win just because the opponent has no idea what is going on, but as you improve, the patterns become clear. Long pips are not random. They reverse spin in a predictable way. When you understand this pattern, the match becomes fair again. If you lose, it is because your opponent uses his material with skill, not because the rubber is magic. I still remember my first defeats against all types of pimples. At first I was lost, but once I trained with pimple players and learned how the ball behaves, the fear disappeared. Today, if I lose to long pips, it is because the opponent plays better that day, not because I cannot read the spin. You should treat pimple as a problem-solving exercise. Adapt your tactics, use the middle, change the rhythm, target their weakness. This process will make you a stronger and more complete player. That is why long pips should not be banned. They are part of the beauty of our sport. So my answer is simple. Long pimple rubber should not be banned. Instead, players need better education about how pimples work. If you understand the mechanics, you will stop complaining. If you practice against them, you will stop being afraid. And once you reach this level, you may even enjoy playing against pimples because it forces you to think, adapt, and grow. Long pips do not destroy table tennis, they complete it.
还是给男乒主力们带来了很大的锻炼价值。
现在已经适应了这个长腰的感觉。我去，好球！好，我们恭喜于合一啊，就是4-2，获得了比赛的最终胜利啊。
Read more about table tennis on my blog, PingSunday.com. Get free ebook and coaching advices. See you in the next video.